Okay. Wrong card. There we go. Excellent connection. Voice is actually coming through. Sound alright, good volume. Mic is definitely on. Hopefully that'll sound alright. Go ahead and plaster this link a few places. We just hit 8:15. Good stuff. I actually made it at a time I scheduled I would. Alright. Let's make sure that the web camera works. Let me dust everything off real quick. Oh, fuck. Nice. There we are. Good way to get dust out of here real quick. My super loud cheapo airbrush compressor running. Alright. Cover off. Let's see if the webcam is functioning. Hey, look at that. Alright. Looks like everything functions. Don't think anybody's watching, but whatever. Let's go ahead and crack out. That doesn't sound right. Crack open the box and get back to work. Here's the instructions. Here's my really poorly done tracks from last week. Go ahead and pull this out, even though I don't really need to. Although I am going to need the upper hull, so let's separate those. Are there any other parts for this half of the kit? No. Okay. So we can go ahead and put these away, and I gotta work on the tracks for this tank next, well, in my free time soon. Now I'm gonna need the turret parts. Let's see what we're doing today. Alright. work on the upper hull too, which doesn't have a whole lot to do. I don't really want to be screwing with the cable because I don't have a tool to cut that right now. Not up here with me, at least. If I use these things, I'm going to destroy them. They're already not great. I don't need to make them worse. Suppose I can easily enough put the parts on here. There's photo etch. TP4, TP3. Those don't look like they need to be bent, but that doesn't sound right at all. Those look like they'd have to be bent. How else are they gonna properly work? TP4, sure, but the other one has to be bent. So we'll go ahead and at least barking. Hold on. All right. Let's cut out the turret pieces first, I suppose. Alright. That's not really needed till later, but I know I'm going to need it regardless. So may as well get some of these pieces off. Oh. Gotta level the desk. There we go. Where's the part the gun mounts on? It's this piece here. Okay. Oh god, I don't like this connection right here. This is terrible. There we go. That'll do for now since I need to clean up the gun barrel. Looks fine on the top, not so good on the bottom, really. Oh, what's going on? Takom hacks. Are you hacking video right now? Or are you playing Elden Ring by any chance? Nice. Wobbly camera, because I'm leaning on the desk. Ugh, that nubbin is terrible. I don't want to use anything real aggressive to take it off, because then I'm going to wind up with a big flat spot on the gun barrel. You finish Elden Ring? That means you get to play Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance next. Congratulations. You finally get to show people a good time. Game with some of the most ridiculous characters ever, but so bizarre that it became such a big thing recently. Has to be because the wild prophecies that are in all these games. Like, it's too close to reality. Something, he had to know something. He had to. There's no way. It's just happenstance. Like, it's not a coincidence. Not possible. I'm excited to hear about your play of Metal Gear Rising, though. Are you going to wind up thinking Armstrong was the good guy or the bad guy? I'm using war as a business to end war as a business. Or to get elected to end war as a business. Absolutely fantastic. He is one of my favorite video game villains just because of how ridiculous he is. And I've had Sundowners music stuck in my head all day. Never even played the game. Still a little bit of leftovers on this. I wish the barrel was molded slightly better. But that's fine. I'll probably do. Oh, I forgot to order sanding sticks. I knew I'd forgotten something. I'll have to get those soon. They would make my life much easier for some of these smaller pieces. I don't have a good way to get in there and sand off all this stuff. Let's see if I can manage it all the same, though. It's such a crazy gun barrel. Well, we finally got one of our friends a bike. Finally happened. I'm quite proud. I'm quite happy about that. Hopefully he gets a lot of fun out of the thing. That's not too bad. This is the part I expected to be a little irritating. It's not that bad, but it's causing enough of a fuss to not exactly be fun either. I want to get this little mold line off of here. It's hard because I don't have the space to run the knife very well. You can scratch off seams and stuff really well by just running the blade across it. Dog freak out. What's up, Jared? Hold on a second. Okay. Hopefully she'll not be so loud now. Love that dog. Wish she'd not bark all the time. She really gets going sometimes, and it's loud when you're here. After all, it's right in my ears. Like echoes up the hallway. It's like directed India. Hurts. There we go. I got two homies here watching now. Heck yeah. That looks terrible, but I don't have the wherewithal to fix that right there. It's uneven and it's uneven. I don't think that I can do as much as I might like to fix that. Jared, you finish Elden Ring yet? I don't even know if you're playing it. Or were playing it. Everybody else was so into that game, I've never even played a FromSoft game. Well, I have, but that depends on if you think Armored Core really counts. Which I guess in a literal sense it does, but probably not in the way people would say. Did you want to play it and simply didn't, or did you never intend to play it to begin with? Man, that's an aggressive piece sticking up there. Cleaned off. And this is also got a bunch of rough crap on it. Bought it and fully intend to finish it. Oh, Dark Souls, yeah. But Elden Ring's too hard, guys. Is that actually right? Is that how that's supposed to mount? No, that's crooked. So that's probably not correct. Is this purely circular? Yeah, nice. But this part's not. And so, how does this fit? There we go. Alright, that fits. It's on the bottom, so I don't have to worry that much about that part. That's good, actually. It's through Horizon. I've never played any of the Horizon games to begin with, so I don't have any desire to go through 2. I don't know why they turned the main character into Shrek. I couldn't figure that out. Like, what's the benefit to making the main character Shrek? never know. Nice. That's the bottom. So we need to flip. Doesn't seem like it's gonna mount perfectly in there. I really do not want to force that lest it break. I need to get my pin vise from downstairs, and I might have to do that later. Ooh. Yeah, that's not brilliant. Yeah, let's just leave that there. I'll get that pulled later. Let's just get these faces cleaned up now, so we can actually make this thing look somewhat like a tank. As weird of one as it is, but it's a neat vehicle. Looked further into it, and it appears there's only one of these left, and it's been restored, and I'm quite worried it's going to wind up in combat. 670 some tank losses confirmed on Russia's side. I'm not even sure anymore. They're going to wind up going to relics at some point, because half of those relics are probably in better shape than the tanks that they think are in good shape sitting in Siberia and rotting. So some of these museum vehicles like this might wind up getting pulled in for service. This one might need to be puttied slightly. No, it's still above the surface. Jared, have you played Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance? No. Have you listened to the music? The fantastic music? Half of it that makes no sense, but God bless, it's so good. What do the mountains take that they can't give back to you? I just don't understand, but it's so good regardless. I've always wondered that. Still feel that there, but I can't get the blade to connect to it. Alright. I can still see it just slightly above the surface. I would notice that if I painted it. So I've got to get it cleaned up first. We don't want a bunch of sink marks and other crazy crap happening after we prime. Still see it. I'm probably pressing on the wrong part. There we go. These Soviet nuclear tanks are so weird. I got one set of tracks done last week, most of the way, and was like, I'll come back to this. Because it was not real entertaining to knock those things out. This isn't the light better. Still there? Still feel it. Still there. I think that was it. Smooth it out. That part should be set. Yeah. There we go. See how well these pieces fit together. Well, they probably don't yet because I haven't cleaned this off yet either. Might help a little bit at least. I'm gonna have to give Doug some of these kits at some point so he can have them around his office. More decorations for people to find really weird. Of course, my office needs decorations first. There we go. All right. Now these should actually fit together. And they do so pretty well. That doesn't look like it's going to be real difficult to clean up. I would like to putty this part. It won't be real visible due to the shape of the whole thing. So let's find out if that's going to be necessary. Oop. Come on. Where are the pieces? There they are. Nice. Well, obviously, something here needs cleaned up because this doesn't seem to fit properly. I can't rotate it. So either you gotta press really hard or one of these is a little too fat. And I think that's the case. So we need to clean off that there somehow, and I don't have a great way to do that. I don't have anything thin enough to get in there past a piece of sandpaper, which isn't rigid, and I'm going to be moving the camera all around while I do this. Not a whole lot of cleanup necessary, but some. There we go. Probably still be a little bit better because it's hard to rotate at the moment. Might be easier for me to just clean up the inside of the hull. Making this slightly thinner gets tolerances better. Doesn't have to be a lot, but it'll make a difference. It should allow the turret to spin. I'm not putting this thing in a diorama as much as it might be cool to try and make some post-apocalyptic wasteland. I don't have the ability to do that stuff. I've never made any diorama in my life. Not past maybe some like goofy school crap from when I was a kid. That's much better. probably still be a little bit better off, but that's a major improvement regardless. Alright. So, we have a bunch of crazy stuff to put on the turret itself. Including at some point, there's not a mounted KPVT on the top of this thing. It does not appear so. Too bad. So, let's see. D15, D30. Alright. Let's go ahead and pop these parts off. D30's right here. Easy enough. Oops. D15 right here. That's much more fiddly. Don't like that. Bump the microphone. I wonder if you guys could hear that. Almost launched a piece off the desk. Always terrible. Let's see something. All right. Oh man. Let's see. So those parts are mounted on the bottom, it looks like. So this doesn't need to be super clean, but it does need to be clean. Are there pins to set this properly? Looks like there are supposed to be. Oh yeah, never mind. So that's how that's gonna mount, it looks like. So we'll have to clean these parts off. My crappy tweezers. Let's see if we can get these cleaned off further. The fun of 1/72 scale. I could do larger kits, but they're more expensive and they're, I don't know, more demanding of space for display too. Which kind of sucks, and I can't get a good enough grip on this thing in order to sand it properly. These parts are so thin, I'm never going to be able to use a knife on them because I'll wind up warping the piece here if I try too much on it. Yeah, that's not going to work. I guess the only option is patience. Sit here and do this for a minute. Worked probably as well as I can hope. Clean it up with a fine piece in a moment. Jesus, might destroy my fingernail. too much. Not too much. No worries, I'm a dude anyway. Fingernails ain't that important to us. As long as I can still pick up dimes I find on the ground, I'm fine. Man, I could look better, but it's so hard for me to get the right angle to do this. What are you guys up to right now? Keep glancing at chat, but nothing's happening. Talking to myself. At least that's about what it feels like. I mean, sort of you always are when you're doing this stuff. But at least if I have chat actually talking, I can react to some stuff. Otherwise, just kind of incentivizes you to go into dead air, and God, nobody likes that. That's nightmarish. It's boring. Okay, so this piece mounts like this. That's pretty simple. Not too bad. Alright. Let's try and get the hatch cleaned up. Hot tub. Jesus. Really want to start Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, eh? Understandable. You want to meet the crew. You want to have your pain inhibitors turned off. Doctor. Turn off my pain inhibitors. Oh, man. There's a real slight notch out of there. Alright, I think that's fine. These pieces had a little bit of flash on them, so let's try and get them cleaned up so they'll actually mount properly. Should start Metal Gear Rising. God. I can't work overtime this week because of holiday. Had election day after all, or primary election day, but you know what I mean. So I was off work for that. I took Monday off just to do it. Did yard work, which is not real fun considering my yard is like 90% slope. I don't think this needs to be cleaned up, but I'm going to do it anyway. That's much nicer. Alright, so see that fit properly on here? Why, yes. Yes, it does. Okay. So we've got two pieces that are proper and will mount appropriately onto the tank. Now, got all these fiddly little stupid parts that get dropped onto here and here, along with like handle that goes back here. So I need D16, D23. Let's get those first. Right. D16. Right here. Oh, look at that thing. It's like a tiny little L-shaped nightmare. I've already lost pieces too, or at least one of them. D16, D23. That's right here. Jesus. I'm not going to say stuff like that because it's going to wind up getting me banned off of here. We all know it's going to happen. I'm not trying to accelerate the timeline in which it does. I guess that's the KPVT barrel, right? D21? Yeah. Neat. 14.5 millimeter machine gun as a coaxial. Which seems a little overkill. Can't imagine you've got very much in the way of ammo capacity for something like that. Alright, so how does D23 mount? Looks like it's supposed to mount like that. So let's go ahead and cut this off. Clean it up further. I can even get it to begin with. There we go. I gotta keep this straight edge on here. Now time for the best part again. Attempting to sand it even. While my fingernails and everything else get in the way. Because my tweezers are kind of bad. Kind of bad, I mean they're pretty bad. There we go. Fine sanding paper. Jesus, don't start that stuff. Come on now. Keep that into the edgy discords. Okay, does this fit properly now? Yeah, it looks like it. How much of a seam is supposed to be here? That looks so pronounced, but I mean, fits fine. Just don't like how much of a seam's right there. No, that's complex. I'm not sure I could do very well putting putty on that. I think this is part of the rangefinder, if I had to guess. Although why wouldn't they have two? Should be another one over here. That's what that is. So I have no clue what that part is. Oh, this part's so tiny. This is gonna get broken. I can feel it in my veins. I can barely even hold the thing. Look at that. What a nightmare. How's this even supposed to mount? It's supposed to go in this little circle right here. Little slot, as it were. gonna clean this part up when I can't even hold the damn thing. Well, let's see what I can do. Oh, come on. I can't be an edgy boy on here. You gotta remember, I'm not some big titty bimbo who can get away with it. Seam line around the entire thing. Yeah. Oh, God. I'm not positive I can fix that, really. Looks like it's supposed to be on the top. Probably not so much on the sides. Let's see. Just shave it down slightly. Probably not real. In frame. That's better. And our conversation about Pizza Hut earlier made me really miss old Pizza Hut. The aesthetic of old fast food places is so much nicer than modern day. I think the only one that improved was Taco Bell, and that's because Taco Bell was probably about as bad as it could look. I don't know that could have gotten a whole heck of a lot worse. Jeez, I've already been doing this for 45 minutes today. I would ideally like to be able to get this piece done. That would be enough for me. At least step 11, nothing else. I'd be fine with step 11 being finished. D16's cut out, D23's cut out, so we're good on that. D30, D15, yeah, I got all those. I don't know, man, like depends on what point you're talking about. Like in the 90s, whenever it had the old logo before the Demolition Man logo came about, and it had the brown seats with like the yellow and the orange and stuff, that was still fun. But there was that point in the 2000s where like they had just adopted the new logo in some of the restaurants. Not all of them had them. Some of them had the old logo for a really long time. And it was the teal and the purple, and that lasted for a really long time, and that wasn't great looking. Like, that was definitely not the most aesthetic that Taco Bell has been, that's for sure. Old Wendy's definitely looked better than current Wendy's. McDonald's, man, I don't really remember anything about McDonald's, so I can't give you any appropriate opinion on that one. I don't like McDonald's now, so that may color me slightly. Alright, what do I need? B15. 2 B15s. There are B15s. Nice, I'm glad I have extras for this. Oh, no, I don't, because there's another one that goes here, so I have one extra B15 that I can see potentially at the moment. Alright. Could have been bad. B15 there, B15 there, B15 there. Okay. Oh, these look like little nightmare pieces. I'm gonna launch one and never find it again. Just watch. One down. Two down. Get off my hand. There we go. Put Doritos and things. Oh, come on. I mean, you get nacho fries. Those things are delicious. Anyone who says otherwise is a liar. Perhaps even a communist. What about racks? You remember racks? Did you like racks? What's the difference there? It's not open or closed. I don't know. I remember racks. Reading there as a kid, there was one in South Charleston down by where the interstate bridge is now. Where the Union building is. Under the interstate, pretty much. It's where that Racks used to be. I don't remember what it was after Racks was gone, though. I really don't. I feel like I should. But it's like, my memory is just not there by that point. I think Racks had like a crocodile. Oh man, Rally's fries are fantastic. I absolutely love seasoned fries. Nothing's better than seasoned fries, and that's something you can fight over. Like, anyone who says otherwise, they're lying to you. 100%. It's a unfaithful argument. You shouldn't talk to these people. They're not your friends. Simple as that. They may not even actually be human. They're probably reptilians or something. Like, Alex Jones likely has an opinion on them. And his opinion's probably correct. Man, all I remember about Racks, though, is that it was like Arby's. It was roast beef centric. And I think they had like a crocodile as the kids' meal thing, right? Does that sound right? It's hard to find information on this stuff. No one seems to have documented it very well. Which is sad. Much like McDonald's pizza, it's just something that's gone now. Although there is still a couple Racks. There's one in Ironton, Ohio. You can go there and check them out. They still exist, kind of. Just not as big as it used to be. Remember what they took from you. It's probably an edgy meme that get me in trouble at some point. But I feel like it's true in some cases. Yeah, that's fairly clean. There for now. Let's get these other ones out. One, a two. Oh my god. A three. How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll? Tootsie Pop. McDonald's pizzas, man, you could still get them in Spencer for the last few years. Or in the last few years. Like, they stopped making them not that long ago, and that was sad. There was another one. I think the other one was also here in West Virginia somewhere, but man, the fact that you go to McDonald's in like an hour away and still get pizza was amazing. I wonder if it would have caused me the same stomach issues that the rest of McDonald's does. Also, did you guys know that apparently McDonald's gets a special blend of Coke? Like, their Coca-Cola syrup is made slightly different from everybody else's. They store it differently as well. one of my coworkers is really, really serious about that fact. So one day, we went to McDonald's so he could get me a medium fountain drink. And they didn't have any more CO2. I don't know. Where do they get their coca leaves from? There we go. That's pretty clean. Ugh. Why do I choose these small kits to build? I have no idea. I even just talked about that. I even said why. I know exactly why I do it. I think the smaller ones are cool. That's why. And they're much harder to make look good. And I still just keep buying them. Although they are cheaper, and that makes them really good platforms to learn on. I know I need to sand this ever so slightly, and I'm not going to be able to. I can see a little tiny indentation there, but we're going to ignore it. 50 Sprite, don't know on that end. I haven't had Sprite in a long time. There's a point where I really liked Sprite, and then I stopped drinking it. Wonder what happened outside. Can you guys hear the siren? Definitely just went down the street. Nice. Wonder what happened down the street. I have no idea. I don't have a police scanner on. Well, I was out on the rail trail making food with the camp stove and doing an absolutely terrible job of it because I haven't used that thing really. But that's okay. I need to get experience in doing so, and I'm not going to get any experience if I never ever use it. Isaac was sitting there messing with police scanner because he loves police scanners, which is kind of funny. TP1. It's another piece, and it looks like it mounts on these two small holes right here. Okay. I'm not going to worry about the photo etch right now. If it's not something that needs to go on the kit immediately, I'm going to wait until I've got other parts on. Otherwise, they're going to wind up getting damaged or bent or something. That stuff's complicated. It's not real easy to mess with, so I'd rather not increase the potential for damage. Police radios? No, they're not encrypted. You can put on police scanners and listen to a lot of what they say. They probably have encrypted communications if there's a risk, but I don't think they always encrypt communications. These little hook parts, how do they mount in? They just kind of sit up top, or these like what they use to lift the turret up, maybe? Probably the case. God, I'm not going to be able to clean these parts up. I'm not sure that they really need to be cleaned up. they're absolutely gonna need to be cleaned up at least somewhat. This is what we call a nightmare. Oh my god. Yeah, this is awful. I have to flatten this piece in order to actually get it to get the plastic to bond. Oh Lord. And that's where the trouble comes in. I can't get a grip on this thing. It's so small and the tweezers are just gonna smush it. Like they'll pop it out and send it sky high. Maybe we got an idea for that. Hold on. Let's see if this is a functional idea. Oh my god, come on, masking tape. If this works, I'll be a genius. Which makes me believe it's probably not going to work. Come on. There we go. Perhaps if we... Hi, cat. Get down. Get down. Down. Down, Indy. Hey. Down. No. Get down. Get down. Don't sit there and cry about it. Get down. Go. Down. Cat's fighting me. She's being ornery. Guess I'm doing well that she even listens to that extent, though. I mean, she's a cat. Cats aren't exactly known to be very good at listening to you. Indy, get down. No, down. Nope. Alright, you're getting moved. Down, down, down. There we go. Cat solved. Didn't close my door lest I get burning hot in here. It's warm out today. I don't really want to deal with that. Okay. Yeah. Keep finding this thing by noise alone, and this is not helping. I have no idea how I'm going to be able to get this cleaned up. Like, nothing increases the grip well enough to where I can cut off that small little piece I need right there. Maybe like this, I can hold it well enough. Miraculous. That worked somehow. Okay, this was not a good idea. I kind of guessed that. Sad that it didn't work out. Oh well. Okay. There we go. Alright. Let's get this little piece cleaned up. Gotta flatten it. Just enough. There we go. When it's been cleaned up already? Yeah. So that's the final piece I need right there. Tweezers, activate. Oops. Alright. There we go. Okay. Need a better grip. There we go. No, it still doesn't feel right. Let's move my index finger. There we go. I think that'll work. Enough of my fingers out of the way now. Am I shaving off part of my fingers? No, I think I'm alright. Be a little fun to see some skin come off, right? Stab myself or something. That might be pretty rad. Think I've done it already, and I managed to not actually pull skin off or stab too badly. Pretty lucky in that regard. Okay. All three of those stupid little pieces cleaned up. I'm gonna put them on the freaking tank, lest I go crazy. B15. One goes here. Paint in. Or paint. Wow. Glue. Mark. It's glue. Why did I say my name? Whatever. Gonna dox myself before I ever get started. That's the work of a genius. I get canceled when people find me for the stupid edgy crap I've posted on Discord. That looks pretty good. One down. Self-harm on live stream. Well, it's not intentional, at least. So I've got that going for me. If I get hurt, it's definitely not because I was attempting to do so. Because I'm working with sharp objects, and it simply happens sometimes. So I can do this with my left hand. Oh, I'm a professional. Look at that. I am ambidextrous now. You guys have seen it all. Darn it. on, you stupid piece. Come on, come on, come on. Mount properly. See, that one's angled much further down, which looks more appropriate. Not quite that level. That is not consistent between the two pieces at all. But that about is. It's not perfect, but it's really ungodly small. I don't think I'm going to get better than that. Here's the other little horn. Of course. And this one gets to go on the back of the turret, where nobody will even know it's there. Lost to the ages. Really don't want to lose this part in my carpet. There we go. Almost. Let's twist it this way now. Nice. Alright. That part's set. Let's see if the hatch will actually fit with the little hinge bar that it's supposed to have. If I can get the hatch out of here and flip it. Alright. Let's see if this works. Yeah, okay, good. So we go ahead and mount this little piece. Yeah, there's model building YouTube, but all those people are dramatically better than I am. Which is why I just kind of enjoy a little bit of practice for now. Like, I still need stuff like music and everything. I don't have any of those assets ready. And I don't know any like artistic or graphic design people anymore. Oops, look at that. Lost it. Come on. Actually, I think I do know a guy who might be willing to help me out slightly. I don't know, might be a stretch. Not a crime to ask, I suppose. It's properly in those little slots now. Looks like it. Okay, hatch. See if this fits appropriately. Yep, appears to. We can glue this in a more clever method. From the bottom. There we go. Look at that. Making some progress now. Alright, D23. Let's go and get this on. Gonna need a kiddie pool. Yeah, exactly. What we need to do, right, is have an e-thought pose with the kits for the thumbnails, and that'll get me tons of new fans. I kid, of course, because I would rather die than go that route. That route's pathetic. Simps are not people. I probably shouldn't say stuff like that, but the truth must be known. Just use anime titties? Yeah, yeah. Anime booba. I don't think that'd work. I don't want to be one of those people who uses a voice changer. Like, that stuff's lame. I'm a dude. I've got my nice radio voice when I actually bother trying to talk properly. Come on, you stupid little thing. What even is this little part? I have no idea and I hate it. I guess that'll do. Bonk. Really don't want to knock that over. Gun Bunny Enterprises. Yeah, don't be doxing me too hard now. Game hacking tube, yeah. Indy, get down. Get down. You can hear her whining about it. She doesn't like being told what to do. You're a cat. You've got to listen to me, whether you want to or not. She's gonna knock something over. Goofy cat. Like the one person that has a cat and doesn't enjoy it. No, there's gonna be more than just me who doesn't like having a cat, but still has a cat. I can't be unique in that regard. What time is it right now? 9:33. I think. Oh, bump. Definitely just stabbed the microphone again. Anti-microphone violence. Oh, pff. Jesus, how did I miss that? It was still mounted right there. There we go. This goofy little ring part 2. Yep. Cut that off. And then the hatch itself, which is yet again mounted really weirdly. There we go. Man. So fun fact, one of the reasons I kind of want a unicycle is just because of the absurd walk that I have to do to get to my car every day at work. I had to park so far away from the building. And I feel like if I could take a small, easily transportable vehicle, it would save me a tremendous amount of time every day. But I would also have to learn how to ride a unicycle. And that's not something I've ever looked that hard into before. Probably wouldn't hurt me to learn. I need to cut off a new piece of sandpaper. Yeah, you can see a little divot right there. It's another one I'm not positive I can fix that at the moment. Probably could have had better sanding implements, but everything I have is like too flimsy on the edges anymore. There's no rigidity left, so I can't easily attach it and sand right there in precise manner. So I'm not sure I can do a whole lot about that at the moment, which is unfortunate, but oh well. If I'm limited by the tools I currently have, I'm limited by the tools I currently have. Well, lucky for me, one of my friends has offered to take my dog for me if I want to go on a vacation or anything. So hopefully soon I can actually get on a real vacation instead of just sitting at home doing nothing for a week and feeling like I've wasted it. Pretty excited about that. Wouldn't mind being able to go ride the bike pretty far. I was debating on taking a couple weeks off and seeing if I could make it to the Battleship North Carolina, which I think is somewhere around 500 miles away. Somewhere in that realm. I think it's plausible that I could make that. Might kind of suck, but that's sort of the point. Do something difficult because that's where the fun is. You just do easy stuff all the time. You never feel like you accomplish anything. I feel like I'd get a lot better at camping if I did that too. Get real far out of my comfort zone. Maybe have a properly good time. Haven't been able to travel in a while, after all. Not any real travel, at least. Wish I could. Okay, how... Is there any determined way this is supposed to be put on here? Looks like this part's supposed to face forward. Ugh. Who's Master Shake? Is that thick corgi? Yeah, I don't really want to have my real name used on this stuff. Well, this part facing forward. Oh, God. Bless. Of course, I pick it up and immediately smash a part I just put on. Can't be doxxed because you've been doxxed a million times already. You just, your YouTube channel's your name. Well, your name's not Hacks, but my point's still there. Alright, if that's all on, how exactly is this part supposed to go on? Just sit there? Like nothing else to it? Yeah, alright. This part I can leave off for now, because that's not going to affect anything, and that'll leave me time to putty it and sand it properly and get it fixed up appropriately. Ugh, Jesus, this part got messed up as well. Luckily there are ways to kind of fix these, and a little more glue can do the trick by softening up that styrene again, allowing me to correct the issues. There we go. The pain of living in California? Yeah, no joke. I'm glad I don't live in California. That would be awful, I imagine. Print guns, not money. Don't say that, he's gonna get arrested. He's gonna have Feinstein's goons at his door for even thinking about weaponry. Are these pointed slightly upwards? Let me see if a picture on the box shows them. So the ones on the side, yes, and the ones on the back look to be level. far as I can tell. Whatever. We'll just go with our heart. That might be the best idea or the worst idea. Who knows? Who cares? Whew. Okay. Oops, too far. There we go. All right. 1 down, 3 to go. We're almost done for the evening. This time with what feels like some actual progress done. Definitely just lost that. Right there. There we go. This one looks like it's sort of inclined to be flat rather than pointed upward. Is that properly where it's supposed to be? Just slightly up. That should do. All right. Finishing the next vid? Yeah, right. That's not going to happen. Considering that I haven't actually done the hull yet. I wanted to work on something a little bit different today. And I still have all those wonderful tracks to finish as well, because I didn't get those done over the weekend like I intended to. Indy, stop digging at stuff. Or I'll tell you to get down again. Then she'll scream at me. Ah! She always does. She kind of listens. She doesn't listen real well. She is a cat after all. I saw where NFTs are crashing real hard. I haven't seen anything else. Cat stream. That would be a terrible stream. I'm sure you guys can hear her rummaging around over there. There we go. Alright, look at that. Look at all that new detail on here. Been almost 100 years. Time for... No, let's not have Great Depression Part 2. That's not a good thing. It's certainly not a fun thing. Yeah, this is going to be an issue. We are so close. Oh, God. Please somebody didn't just bend that over again. Yeah, ever so slightly. Alright, this thing needs to properly dry now. We're almost at the point where we can put the gun on. But the gun is slightly stuck in there. I'm paranoid to push. any harder on it, lest I break it. Do I have a pen or anything else that I can... Hold on a second, let me... What do I have that's thin enough and strong enough to do this duty? I thought I had some Allen wrenches around. They're probably in my 3D printer box, which is under some stuff higher up. I don't want to dig into that. I don't think I do. I should be able to push this out by going through there. So I'm not going to worry too much about this. I'll get this fixed up later. But at least we did get progress done today. We got all this fancy crap done on the turret, which looks a lot nicer than it did before. That means as a whole the tank is actually getting somewhere. Oh crap, let's try and get these tracks off real quick. Hey, look at that. Perfect. So we can take a nice little look at the amount of progress done on here. Yeah, too much inflation lately. I want to get a house, but I can't find anything. Not very much, at least. Found some house or a farm with 40 acres out Hamlin for $140,000. I think that might be beyond what I can manage. That's about where we're at the moment for this tank. Obviously, I didn't put the lower part of the turret on, so that's a somewhat of a hassle. We can try that all the same. Yeah, at least they got $1,200 checks once. Yeah, that really helped me out. Did so much for me. My life was changed. It didn't even matter. I was working through it all. It didn't help me in any real way. It's not like I got to buy anything with it. Nothing was in stock or around at the time. There we go. I'm going to put some effort into the fit on that, but hey, at least this is where we are right now with the Object 279. Oh, come on. Hull was fitting before and now it doesn't want to. Well, it's not that important really. It's just nice to see progress on this thing. It felt like we were getting nowhere quick, or nowhere slow rather, when it was just on the tracks and suspension, because that took forever. There's just so much of it to be done. Whoops. Great. I don't think that hit anything to knock it loose. No, everything's fine. All the hooks and otherwise are fine. I just wonder why now this doesn't want to actually mate up with the pins anymore. That shouldn't be in the way on anything. It's got tons of clearance. Unless the lower turret part is actually causing some stretching or otherwise on the upper hull, which means that it won't actually catch the pins appropriately. Evening Time models of politics. Yeah, I don't know. You guys are the ones who talk about that stuff. I just made cuck jokes one time. Getting into politics is a good way to get yourself fired these days. It's not so easy to get jobs that pay anything nowadays. I'm not real excited to put that at risk, as you might imagine. I'm like the poorest of our friends, after all. Last thing I need is to wind up screwing myself and getting left with nothing. Have to know the line. Man, the line changes all the time. You can't know the line because the line isn't even real for the people who enforce the line. Like, they enforce it and then the next week they're the ones on the wrong side of it. And that's by design. Like, you're not supposed to know where the line is, and it's so they can be progressively more virtuous while you are progressively more evil. They don't want you to know the rules. They don't even want themselves to know the rules. And so you wind up with the nightmare in which we currently have. There we go. That's going to need a little bit of putty. Back here, might need a little bit. Depends on how well I can get that pulled together. Up there a slight bit too. That's not bad. This won't be a difficult cleanup, but either way, we're getting somewhere with this goofy UFO tank. Put this cat back on here before I stab myself, because I feel like I've almost done that many times. What's going on in chat? Always troll every chance you get, so that way when you yeah, I don't have to worry too hard on that end, but it's more the issue that other people are the ones who will try and get you destroyed. Yeah, I'm a little concerned about that too. Yeah, and the aesthetics of 90s fast food dining rooms. Well, that part's important. We need to go back. Like, not everything was better in the past, but fast food dining room aesthetics is certainly better. And I'll fight on that. Were. That's what a lot of people's pronoun should probably be. Settled pressure on my compressor. Enough to at least blow some stuff around, but that's okay. None of that was parts that are getting used at the moment. That's a neat piece right here. There's a lot of detail on that. I should probably go ahead and clean this up right now while I'm thinking about it, actually. That's going to be an issue for how it mounts on the back of the, or into the turret itself. This is a crazy vehicle. Animals are all sentient. I don't think they are. They have no sense of being. They don't have delayed gratification or anything. It's a really, really low sense in that regard. They don't have much that would show that very many of them think very hard. Even as smart as my dog is, I don't know that she's sentient or anything. Well, a lot of animals are cute. Doesn't make them sentient, though. I actually did wind up gluing on straight, surprisingly. Now that I look at it, isn't that fun? What happens to the tracks when you do link and length? Pow. Boy, these are badly done. Especially right there. Look how bad that is. On the back is better. That's still a problem. I'll have to do more effort on the tracks. It's not a big deal. I could even probably take that apart with a little bit of glue. Well, guys, it's 10 o'clock. I've been on here for a bit. I'm going to go ahead and quit for now. Let's turn on the end card. I need to talk to somebody and get a real one made. One day, maybe. One day. I will talk to you guys later.